Western medical science does not acknowledge chakras. I've experienced them, so I can speak about them with confidence that they are a real thing, but you can just use it as a conceptual map if you haven't experienced chakras. If we are at the third chakra, so this is the solar plexus, which I don't think anyone else does, but I link it to the third stage in spiral dynamics, which is the age of empires, the king, the strong, might makes right. And so that's where you're giving your yang force and you're trying to avoid the fear and sadness and feeling lost that you have or had at the base of the spine, the root chakra. That's kind of the past, the history, the origin. And in between these two, we have the second chakra, sacral chakra, which people associate with sex or pleasure. I link it to spiral dynamics and link it to stories. So we have some kind of story about how we escape the fear, and usually it's something relating to our self-image that we need to defend or continually prove. And if we have it questioned, say someone doesn't agree with us, or someone criticizes us, or someone doesn't do what we want, then our power is diminished. And you can see this with politicians. When people don't agree with them, they get very angry and they may go on the attack. And then they go into some kind of story, which may or may not be based in reality. But they're trying to avoid that lower chakra. So all this energy, this cycling between the first three chakras, keeps us from moving any higher. To a higher state of consciousness. As we know, likely the fourth chakra is the heart chakra. And so you wonder, how do I get there? If I don't feel that love, how do I get there? And so a great pathway to that is to just see when the third chakra is stuck in some kind of attachment, some kind of resentment, some kind of anger, using some story from the second chakra about who's good and who's bad. And hopefully you're hoping you're the one who's good and the other one is bad. If it's the other way around, then you tend to fall down to being lost, because if I'm bad, then gosh, what am I supposed to do? Just curl up? And so that is, the freeze reflex, the dorsal vagal complex. But so we're in this fight or flight mode, right? And we're trying to move to the ventral vagal complex. That's innervates the heart amongst other parts of the body. Vagal means wanderer. And so we want to move up to that. So the way we do it is we forgive. And there's a huge movement, A Course in Miracles. I haven't read it, so I can't really say much about it. But that idea of forgiveness is the central component of that. And so what we do is we look at these opportunities. We call them opportunities, not problems. We look at these opportunities when people are limiting us or criticizing us. And the reason we're calling them opportunities instead of problems is because if they're problems, you stay in the third chakra, right? You're trying to win, prove you're great, or you're making up a story that brings you down, but you're still just going between rajas and tamas. Those are Indian Sanskrit terms, but they are analogs of neurological constructs. The dorsal vagal complex, tamas, which is curl up, play dead, don't move, you're bad, you're in danger, that enemy is bigger than you. That's that whole paradigm, which people can spend much of their life in. Or I want to fight or flight. I'm going to escape this person or this obstacle, or I'm going to prove that I'm really great by beating them up or proving I'm smart. It's the bully and the class nerd are really playing the same thing out. They're trying to prove that they are strong or they are great. But there's very few teenagers and very few adults that go beyond that to the place of forgiveness. It's not an easy place to go. And, Christianity kind of has cornered the market on forgiveness, but, you don't have to be a Christian or believe in everything that the church preaches in order to see the value of forgiveness. And that's why this map is so useful. We're just using the chakras as a map. And you can feel it in your heart when you feel, I forgive this person. I don't need to defend myself. I don't need to attack anyone else. And so from there, we move higher. And this is where it gets a little precarious and why I've been hesitant to publish or just release videos about it